Hi everyone, in this short video I will explain a bit on customer journey mapping. I'm Guido Stompff, professor at the Inholland University of Applied Sciences. To start with, what is a customer journey? And the most easiest way to explain it is by means of an example. Just imagine you go out to get a coffee in a nice coffee shop. The customer journey is what you experience, your journey, while you get your coffee and drink it in this shop, all the way from the moment you enter the shop until you leave it, including where you sit, how you got your order, how people spoke to you, all these things together. And that gives a kind of experience to you, which is important. Now, customer journey mapping is a technique to map those experiences people have while they interact, for instance, with a coffee shop, but it could also be a website or a product or anything else. What you try to do conducting a customer journey mapping is that you try to find what the experiences are and what they do to the customer at hand. Of importance is that it's not just about one experience. For example, in the coffee shop, it's not just the interaction someone has while he's ordering coffee. No, it is the entire journey of experiences and the cumulative impact of all those experiences together of someone interacting with a product, a service, a coffee shop, a website, or an organization. Now, crucial is to understand that you have to define what the first moment is. Is that on the moment he orders the coffee, or is it actually when he was entering the shop, or was it even before this customer when he was walking on the streets and made the decision to get a cup of coffee? Once you do that, you can map all the experiences this person has from that moment on until the very moment he decides to leave. Now, essential in a customer journey mapping is that you consider touch points. Touch points are the real moments in time, the small events that someone is actually interacting, in touching, let me put it like that, the real product or service or website. Now, there are many touch points ranging from how a shop looks like, the interaction someone has while ordering a coffee, but also the coffee cup itself, the chair he's sitting on, and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind all touch points matters for customer journey mapping. Now, what you basically do when you make a customer journey map is that you plot the emotional experiences someone has through time. Now, so for instance, if someone is calling a help desk, he's on the phone, and the first thing what happens is he calls and someone really answers the phone. You're not putting on a waiting line. Someone is saying, "Can I help you?" So that's the first moment on the left. And you actually like that. So you're like, "Oh, that's nice. Someone's really helping me." So you go to the next step and she is asking you, for instance, "What do you need?" and stuff like that. And so you map in a customer journey the touch points, the things that occur and that happen, and how that what that implicates for your emotional feelings, your emotional well-being. So what happens in the example you see right in front of you here is that in the middle, something happens that this person is saying, let me put you through to a specialist of our company. You really like it because that's what you want. And then the next thing you hear is there are 6 people before you. You have to wait for at least an hour. And then your emotional experience freezes. You drop dead. This basically is a customer journey mapping. In order to map a customer journey, you go through a couple of stages. And the first is, what are the touch points? What are the moments that people are actually interacting with a product or a service or a website? Once you found those, you have to make clear what the order is. Is it first entering the shop and then subsequently making an order at the desk for a coffee? Or is it more like that people are actually already ordering coffee by means of a smartphone or something like that and just picking it up? So there are some differences in the order. Now that results into a horizontal line of the sequence of things that happened, the sequence of interactions, and then you have to pinpoint what you expect the emotions are that people are feeling. Is it positive or is it negative? Now, these things together enable you to construct a customer journey map. The next stage is to analyze it, to find what I name key moments of truth. And this is just an example, but you see there are some points of delight that people are like, oh, that's nice. Thank you very much. This is good. And there are pain points, points of pain, the moments that the experience is dropping and actually people are disappointed. You have to find those. And especially the moments of pain are reasons why people decide not to buy a specific product, for instance. Next to finding the points of pain and the points of delight, you can also do an analysis on where are the gaps, where are actually touch points missing. Just to give you an example, let's imagine that this woman was very sick and came into a hospital and had a great intake. They were very kind, they did it very swiftly, they were very empathetic to her and things like that. So she had a great experience. Then she gets into a bed, she's not in a room yet, and they leave her for, let's say, 1 hour, 2 hours before anything happens. Now, you will understand that her journey is really turning bad, and her patient journey is turning bad. And the reason is not because she has a poor experience. It's not a point of disappointment or what's distressing her is not so much an interaction, a touch point, but actually the lack of it. She's left to her own. So trying to find gaps will also help you to improve the customer journey. After you analyzed the entire customer journey, you can also go to the stage of getting ideas. Very often it happens almost automatically. Once you see what the pitfalls are, where the gaps are, what the points of pain are, you get immediately ideas how to optimize it, to make it better, the entire customer journey. And this is the reason why this method became so popular. It's very easy to get ideas because you get great insights in the moments that people are disappointed or the moments that people are delighted. So what should we improve and what should we strengthen? That was the biggest advantage of a customer journey. It's actually kind of simple, fast, swift method and delivering great results. However, there is a big pitfall and you should be aware of it. And that is the customer journey considers the customer, a generalized person. And actually, in reality, very often there is not one journey. We are different people with different interests, with different kind of things that matter to us. And as a result, we have different journeys. For instance, the guy on the left, he may be interacting with a web shop, swiftly getting his products really quickly and really liking the web shop, whereas the woman on the right find it hard to find the right products on the website, let alone to order them. So each of us may have a different journey, and that's quite complicated to instill the customer journey out of it. Now, to reflect a bit on this customer journey mapping, I think there are some really nice things about it. First of all, and I really appreciate this technique for it, it is genuinely an outside-in perspective. There's no way that you can start thinking from within your organization. You have to take on the frames and perspectives of your user, your customer. What are they experiencing? What kind of experiences do they have? The second thing is what I really like about it is that at least if you did your homework beforehand, you did some interviews and you did some research, but once you did that, you can have a customer journey mapping really fast. Within an afternoon, you have one, you got great insights, and you already have some ideas. The third thing is it fits perfectly with services, like for instance, ordering a product on a web shop plus the delivery and things like that, or that you need a passport and you have to go to your municipality to get one. And so that those kind of services, it's great to do some analysis on what are the good things about what happens in the service and the bad things. Now, there is something what I don't like about it, totally not like about it, is that it assumes in a way that there is just one customer. This is the pitfall. We're talking about the customer experience of the customer. Whereas in reality, it's much more fine-grained. There are big differences between people. And this approach, in a way, flattens it out to one generic kind of experience, which in reality is genuinely reductionistic and misses key insights and key details. Now, the last thing to keep in mind, customer journey is really nice, but it focuses on optimization. And that's not positive nor negative. It's just that you know about it. You get the bad things out, you can improve the good things even, make it even better, but don't expect to have completely new, novel, innovative ideas. Thank you for your time, and I hope this was clear, and I hope to see you in another course.